Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. So I'm going to be giving a real quick tip on how to start your freeform locks without using a sponge. A lot of times people come to me or come on their videos and they ask me about the sponge and whatnot. I'm not saying that you can't use a sponge. If you want to use a sponge, that's your thing. You know, I ain't discouraging anybody from using a sponge. But I think that just as good as using a sponge, maybe even better, is like when you're washing your hair, all you got to do is wash your hair in a circular motion like this. That's it. Like you'll probably see my hair forming. Like see how my hair is forming like right now, and my hair is dry by the way. Just when you're washing your hair, like this works a lot better when your hair is wet because like your strands of hair just tangle and they twist everywhere, right? Um, on my early stages, I did it more often. Like I would just wash my hair, in a circular motion. I would definitely rinse it. It's in a circular motion as well. I would rinse what I used to wash my hair off first, and while my hair is still soaking wet, I would just go in a circular motion. Um, like people who use a sponge, like they usually do it like when their hair is dry, and so they do it throughout the day. I mean, I guess it depends on what type of locks you want. You know what I mean? But like, if you want dreadlocks, if you want freeform locks, like you just got to do it when you in the shower when your hair is wet. Like, I don't do it much now because my hair is formed. Every once in a while I'll do it, but it's not a conscious thing that I do. Even when I did it, it wasn't all that much of a conscious thing. Like, meaning I wasn't purposely saying, hey, I want my hair to lock, so I'm going to wash it like this. But it just made sense to me, so I just did it. But if you do that, man, your hair's just gonna form. As you can see, like that's how these locks formed, actually. So what I would do, and these locks are about probably 2 to 3 years old, give or take. But I would just, when I got in the shower, wash my hair, I would just do it in a circular motion. That's it, man. Your hair is gonna just wrap up into each other. Like from me doing it in the early stages, that's how my hair formed so like unique, because like I just did that and I just I would towel dry it or air dry it, and then that was it. Like, so your hair is gonna, wherever those strands of hair start to form and stuff, wherever they start to catch at, that's how your hair is probably gonna form. So, but you see these are coming in. These came in because I remember probably a year and a half, 2 years ago or so. Like I would every once in a while, I would still do it. Well, wash my hair in a circular motion, wash it and rinse it in a circular motion. Yeah, you start to get locks on top. You know, but you don't have to do that. Just without you doing anything to your hair, it's gonna form. But as you can see, I even got locks coming here. Actually, somebody asked me on the video a couple days ago. And if hopefully he watched this video to this point. He asked me what like to do a video on thinning freeform locks, or thinning thick locks, or something like that. But when you're growing your hair like this, man, you're gonna have like stuff like this, right? You like my hair is thin, but the thing with freeform locks is that you just leave it alone. And then a lot of people worry about these hair balls and stuff, and they try to pull them off. Like I just don't do anything to them. Because eventually what's going to happen is it's going to catch on to something, whether it catches on to this dreadlock right here, or it catches on to somewhere here, or it just forms on its own. You know what I mean? You just let it rock. So you can see my hair's kind of splitting off again here too. If you are new to this channel, you haven't watched my earlier videos, you'll know that I didn't have these locks at first. I did not have them. And so they started to form, obviously, and so now I have these locks on top. And that's how people ask me, like, how do you get your hair? How did this split off like this, and why don't you have any on top? Because a lot of times the locks that will form on top, like you see these doing, what would happen is eventually they would get caught up into these right here. And even before I had these, I had clumps of hair, so like all of the little hairs would form into these locks and form these. So. But if you can see right here, let me see if I can find it. You can see I got a lock coming in right here. Where is it at? Yeah, I got a lock coming in right here. But as you can see, it's not a lock on its own. You can see it's webbed in to this bigger lock, and eventually it's probably going to lay down And so all of these locks that you see, all these little straggly ends right here that you see, that used to be stuff like this that's forming, right? But they just never, they just got caught up. You know, they just got caught up in the bigger lock. So that's how I ended up getting locks, you know, on the side. So again, you don't have to use a sponge to start. All you gotta do is wash your hair. That's all you gotta do. Literally, wash your hair, leave it alone. I know we've been saying that for years and years and years, but there's always new people who come into this, and they're ignorant. And I mean ignorant in a bad way, like ignorant as far as like how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not knowledgeable on it. So they come on YouTube and they find people who have hair, and they're like, you're gonna always get these same questions. How did you start? What do I have to do? Do I have to wash my hair every day? You don't have to wash your hair every day. All you need to do is wash your hair when you feel like your hair is dirty. That's it. Wash your hair when you feel like your hair is dirty, and just leave it alone. That's the main thing to form these types of dreadlocks. Leaving your hair alone. Like, I don't play in my hair all day. I don't touch it. I don't have a sponge and I'm all constantly doing this, or I have some type of towel or some type of hat. I've heard people say use like wool hats and all. You ain't got to do all of that. All you just wash your hair, because if you really want to form your freeform locks, it's best to go in that circular motion and when your hair is wet. Because again, like I said, when your hair is wet, like, you're gonna have all types of hair strands tangle up with each other, and that's what you want your hair to do. You want your hair to tangle up, and you just want to let it rock out, man. That's pretty much all there is to it. So the sponge is all right. You know, I see people starting using a sponge to start off, but people think that you have to use a sponge to start off. You know, but you don't have to use a sponge to start off. If you want to, that's your thing, then do that. But with this, I didn't even know about the sponge until like 3 years ago, maybe 4. So I didn't even know. Like, I was like halfway into having dreadlocks, so I even knew there was such a thing as, you know, a dread sponge. So that's it. I mean, like, you ain't gotta. I've seen people use tennis rackets. I've seen people use all kinds of stuff to try to get their locks jump started. All you need is some water and some time. That's it. That's all you need. As you can see, I didn't use no tennis rackets. I didn't use no towels. You know, I didn't use a sponge, hats, whatever people doing out there today. I didn't use none of that stuff. I didn't rub my hair with a blanket or bed sheet. All you do is just wash your hair and just leave your hair alone, bro. Do you have to wash it every day? No, you don't have to wash your hair every day. People think that if they wash their hair every day or wet their hair every day, it's going to help it lock faster. Nothing is going to help your hair lock faster. I don't care what nobody tell you. Because here's the thing about people telling you to do with something that's going to make your hair lock faster. Here's the thing. For me to say that, hey, if you use such and such product or such and such thing, method, whatever, it'll make your hair lock faster. I would have had to already had locks, right? Study my growth from that first set of locks, then cut them, and then have another set of locks, use a different method or use that same method, and then gauge my growth from off of the first lock, the first set of locks I had, and then be able to tell you that, yeah, this made my hair grow faster, or lock faster, I should say. So, I mean, your hair's gonna lock when it's gonna lock, bro. Like, ain't nothing out there to make it lock fast. I don't care what nobody says. But everybody is entitled to their own opinion on that, their own thought process on that. So, hey, you choose to listen to them if you please. I'm not telling you don't. I just don't think that that's the case. But, you know, that's just me. So I think this is supposed to be, like I always say, it's supposed to be simple. You're not supposed to be worried about how fast it's gonna lock. But I know if this is your first time doing it, you know, it can be, you know, you want to see how your hair is gonna form. So I can get people being a little anxious to, you know, or a little eager, I should say, that to have their hair lock and so it can start forming and actually start to look like locks. But, you know, that's all you gotta do. Just wash your hair, man. And I just recommend, to help your hair form, when you're washing your hair, wash it in a circular motion. Rinse your hair out, and then while your hair is wet, do the circular motion thing. You can just do that with your hand, man. Like you can see, I'm gonna show y'all again. Like right now, and you see right now, like just me doing it right now, and my hair's not even wet. See how this forms just that quick. That's all you do, and just leave it alone. Your hair's gonna form. So that's all I have. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, comments, any concerns, and thanks for watching this video.